Their brains are small. But who's the dumbest one of all? True, none of them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa? Perhaps it's Sonny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now, The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter.
This is it. Watch this. This is bonkers. Go full screen. This is literally bonkers.
Real estate mogul and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to. Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
My friend. My friend. Watch this. Just watch this. This is nuts. We're in an alternative universe. Okay? Because this is not that long ago.
Go standing O.
Bro, watch this. Just watch how this goes. Watch this.
The saga began with an explosive moment on The View that left jaws dropping and tempers flaring. Sonny Hostin, never one to mince words, went on a scathing tirade about Melania Trump during a live broadcast. Hostin's remarks were harsh, personal, and towing the line of outright defamation. She accused Melania of being a complicit trophy wife who had sold her soul for a life of luxury, implying that the former First Lady had turned a blind eye to everything from political controversies to social injustices during her husband's presidency. Sonny didn't stop there. She even dragged Melania's upbringing and her past modeling career into the mud, claiming it was all part of an orchestrated climb to power. The vitriol was palpable, and while the audience responded with a mix of gasps and applause, the fallout from those comments was about to erupt in ways no one could have predicted. Watching this all unfold from the sidelines was Greg Gutfeld, the Fox News commentator who had long criticized The View for its left-leaning circus of hypocrisy. He wasted no time addressing the moment on his late-night show, calling Sonny's tirade unhinged and disgusting. But this time, Gutfeld wasn't content with just commentary. The next day, he revealed he had reached out to Melania Trump herself to discuss what he called a coordinated smear campaign disguised as daytime television banter. To his surprise, and likely to the shock of many, Melania agreed to join forces with him to hold the show accountable.
And your son rushes into the room,
Yes.
and he had been told, your son is in college, I understand, but he's still your child. This is his father. How difficult was that to have that conversation with
Very
him?
difficult. Very difficult. He was outside playing sport, and he rushed in, and was very, very difficult.
And then a few weeks later, there's another attempt on your husband's life at your golf course. Where were you, and what was your reaction to this attempt?
I was in New York City, actually, and I saw it on the television. And as soon as I saw it on television, I called again, and he was okay because Secret Service were great. The guys that they were with him, they were fantastic. And I think both of the events, they were really miracles. If you really think about it, the July 13 was a miracle, like that much, and he could not be with us.
Melania, who had remained relatively quiet in the years following her time as First Lady, made her intentions clear. In a rare public statement, she condemned The View for crossing the line, accusing its co-hosts of engaging in targeted harassment under the guise of political discourse. "I have been silent for too long," Melania said in an interview with Gutfeld. "But this attack was not just about me. It's about a toxic culture that celebrates tearing people down for ratings." For someone who had often been the subject of criticism and speculation, her words carried a gravitas that immediately grabbed headlines. The duo then announced that they were filing a joint defamation lawsuit against both Sonny Hostin and the network that aired the show. Gutfeld revealed on his show that he and Melania were also gathering evidence of other inflammatory remarks made on the show over the years, pointing to what they called a pattern of malicious behavior. According to reports, their legal team included some of the most high-profile defamation lawyers in the country, and the suit wasn't just targeting Sonny's comments, it was also set to scrutinize the network's editorial policies, its producers, and even its advertisers. The announcement sent shockwaves through the media landscape. While The View co-hosts initially tried to brush off the controversy, the looming lawsuit changed the tone. Sunny Hostin, typically confident in her fiery rhetoric, appeared visibly shaken in subsequent episodes. Legal analysts began dissecting the case on cable news networks, many of them admitting that Melania and Gutfeld might actually have a strong argument.
And he normally doesn't call for that one screen. He waits till the end of the speech. So just looking at that screen allowed him to turn his head.
Yeah.
And he said it was providential. Does this make you believe in it more, in a higher power? How has that been for you?
I think something was watching over him. I think he's, it's almost like country really needs him.
That maybe God's sparing his life?
Yes.
And then we were told this week, and we were told that authorities have already known this for a while, that there was an Iranian plot to kill your husband. So I watched this video that you released on social media questioning the first assassination attempt. For the second one, if they knew that there was this plot, why didn't they sweep the golf course?
You know, it's interesting how quiet and everything became, all of the mainstream media. There were a few days of reporting about July 13 event, and everything then became quiet. So I had a lot of questions. What's going on? This is not normal. And is it really
is ultimately kind of fruitless and pointless, and it's just a pagan philosophy. But if it's for praying, if it's for focusing on God, if it's for something that will be edifying and sanctifying, I think it's pretty good. And I'm all for raw dogging flights, though I myself will opt for a book and a scotch. That was a great clip. Now hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael. We'll see you next time.
If the lawsuit succeeded, it could set a precedent for holding talk shows more accountable for their content. Behind the scenes, the tension at The View was palpable. According to insiders, the show's producers scrambled to control the narrative, issuing memos about damage control and urging co-hosts to tone down their language. However, the network's response was too little, too late. Advertisers began to pull out, fearing association with a program embroiled in controversy. Ratings took a nosedive as viewers, many of whom were longtime fans, began to question whether the show had gone too far. Adding fuel to the fire, Gutfeld and Melania launched a media blitz that kept the scandal in the headlines. Melania gave a series of interviews where she detailed how the media had misrepresented her for years, describing it as a relentless campaign of dehumanization. Gutfeld, meanwhile, used his platform to highlight what he called the hypocrisy of Hollywood elites who condoned The View's behavior while preaching civility and respect. Their coordinated efforts turned the narrative against The View, with public sentiment beginning to shift in favor of the lawsuit. As the legal battle played out, new information came to light that only worsened the situation for The View. Emails leaked from within the network revealed that producers had encouraged the co-host to target certain public figures, including Melania and other members of the Trump family, for the sake of controversy and ratings. The revelations were damning, painting a picture of a show that prioritized sensationalism over integrity.